Well, welcome back to another BCA Adventure. Do you recognize these characters behind me? If you watched the movie Inside Out by Pixar, you would. You have sadness, fear, joy, disgust, and anger. Which one was your favorite? Did you like anger, how he could blow up? Did you like joy because she was always so happy? Did you like sadness because of the walk that she did, always gloomy? Which one was your favorite? You know, these emotions, these 5 emotions plus others, they're a reminder for me that God made us in special ways. God created our emotions. Over the next few episodes, I want to talk about emotions. I want us to learn and discover together how we can deal with our emotions. Right in front of me right here, I have a pop can. Sometimes in life, we get shaken, don't we? Maybe like in the movie, it's moving from one town to another, leaving all your friends and memories behind, and we get shaken. Maybe it's you're at school and somebody's bullying you. They're making fun of you, calling you names, and you feel shaken. Maybe it's somebody taking your favorite pen or your favorite book or your favorite swing or something that you love and you're shaken. Maybe it's not being picked for a team, or maybe you're the last one to be picked. Maybe it's somebody making you a promise and then breaking it. There are so many ways that we get shaken. Now, what would happen right now if I were to open this can? Well, if we were to open this can, I better not. What would happen is it would explode. It would go all over this room. But is there a way that we can open this can without it exploding? There is. But first, let's have a story time. All finished, said Tommy with a smile on his face. He had just finished his science project. School was challenging for him, but he had fun designing this project. He thought for sure things would change, and finally he would get a good mark. The following day, as he got ready to go on the bus, a kid accidentally bumped him from behind. The project fell from his hands and broke. Tommy was frustrated. There was no time to fix what he had made. Science was his first class of the day. As the science class started, the teacher called on Tommy to present his project. He didn't know what had happened on the bus. When Tommy showed the project to the class, some of the kids laughed. "What a piece of junk," said one of the kids. Tommy was so mad, he wanted to throw the project on the floor and sit at his desk, but he held in his anger. Recess is coming. If I can just sit on my favorite swing, this day won't be so horrible. At recess, he headed to the swing. Someone took it. "Can you get off my swing?" Tommy said to the girl. "I got here first. You can have it when I'm done," she said. Tommy waited and waited. Finally, the girl got off, and as he was about to sit on the swing, the recess bell rang. This is the worst day ever. Nothing is going my way." As he stormed to his next class, the 2 bullies who had teased Philip a few days earlier began to tease him. Tommy grew angrier. He felt like a tea kettle about to explode. With clenched fists, Tommy thought, this is the worst day of my life. If I can just go home and play my video game, then at least things will be a bit better. The afternoon went by, and the final bell rang. Tommy was on his way home. When Tommy got there, his brother was on the Xbox. "Get off!" he yelled. "I got here first," replied his brother. Tommy couldn't take it anymore. All the frustration he had been building up throughout the day had come undone, and he started punching his brother. Tommy was shocked at what he had just done. And just then, their mom came around the corner. "What's going on?" she asked. "Tommy punched me because I was on the Xbox," said his brother. "Tommy, go to your room and cool down. I'll be there in a few minutes," answered the mom. Tommy obeyed his mother and went to his room. As Tommy was sitting on his bed, thinking about what had just happened, he heard a knock. "Can I come in?" asked his mom. There was always a spot for his mom. "Come in," Tommy replied. "So, what happened?" asked his mom as she sat down. She knew there was more to the story than what happened in the house. "It's been such a horrible day, Mom," answered Tommy. "I worked really hard on the science project, and before I got to school, someone bumped me and it broke. I had to present a broken project at school, and some of the kids laughed at me. It got me so angry. I wanted to throw the project on the floor, but I held in my anger. Recess was coming, and I thought if I could only just go to my favorite swing, then things would be better. But a kid was on it. She didn't get off until it was too late. The moment I got on, the bell rang. It was so frustrating. Then on my way to class, those kids who teased Philip began to tease me. I wanted to punch them, but I just held it in. I thought if I could go home and play my video game, then I could forget about this horrible day. But when I got home, my brother was on the Xbox. I couldn't control myself, and I punched him. Tommy's mom heard everything Tommy said. I understand, Tommy. Some days can be tough. There are days when nothing seems to go right and everything seems to go wrong. But during these days, we need to guard our heart and control our emotions. Tommy knew his mother was right. But the anger that was in his heart had been so intense, it had taken control of him and caused him to hurt someone he loved. If this happened again, he wasn't so sure he'd have the strength to control himself. So he asked his mom, "How do I guard my heart?" Tommy's mom smiled. She knew that her son was listening. "Tommy," she responded, "you can't with your own strength. You need the strength of someone greater than yourself to enable you to guard your heart against hurt and frustrations." Tommy didn't quite understand. Someone greater? Who would that be? His mom went on to say, "Only through God's strength can you have the power to guard your heart and overcome your anger." "But Mom, what do I do if anger still enters my heart?" asked Tommy. His mom smiled. "Well, that is when you talk with God and tell him how you feel. He's big enough to carry your frustration. And then carry on." And Tommy reflected on these words all night. And the following day, while he was at school, the kids who had laughed at his project snickered at him. He felt the frustration he had experienced yesterday begin to creep into his heart. But then Tommy remembered the words his mom told him yesterday. Guard your heart and talk to God. He is big enough to carry your emotions. Instead of harboring the anger in his heart, he began to talk with God quietly. God, I'm feeling angry again. I don't want to carry this emotion with me all day like I did yesterday. You can have it. I'm going to continue on with my day. Thank you. And Tommy continued on with the rest of his day. There were a lot of things that shook Tommy, wasn't there? He had made a wonderful project. He thought things would go his way, and then some kid bumped it, and it broke. And then when he presented the project to the science class, well, some kids laughed at him. Someone took his favorite swing. He was bullied. His brother was on the Xbox. Tommy dealt with these frustrations in the wrong way. What he had done was he just allowed the frustrations just to build up, and then he exploded. His mom tells him that there's a different way to deal with his emotions. Do you remember what it was that she said? He said, Tommy, guard your heart. Rely on God's strength. Give your frustrations over to Him. See, there's a proper way to open a can that's been shaken over and over and over again without it exploding. It didn't go everywhere. There's a proper way to deal with our emotions instead of us having to explode over everyone. Cast your burden upon the Lord. He will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken. There is a proper way for us to deal with our frustrations and our burdens, and that is by giving it over to the Lord. And He will sustain us so that we can carry on and not be shaken. Well, I look forward to seeing you on the next BCA adventure. Stay tuned.